Within the sea of corrupted and morally broken characters and monsters, one man stands out with an unwavering heart. Kenzo Tenma. He's arguably the best protagonist in all of anime, and yet he remains criminally underrated. So why don't people talk about him more? Why doesn't he get the recognition that he deserves? Let's talk about that. Firstly, who is Kenzo Tenma? He's a Japanese neurosurgeon who dedicates himself completely to saving lives. He believes that all human lives hold equal value. No one is more deserving care than another. He prioritizes his patients over politics, prestige, and even his own safety when it comes to it. Tenma embodies compassion to a degree that feels almost unrealistic. But when a series of murders begins plaguing Germany, Kenzo Tenma finds himself as the prime suspect of an investigation. Thus, he's forced into hiding while hunting for a way to prove his innocence. Even as a fugitive, surrounded by corruption and death, Tenma refuses to abandon his principles. He holds firm to his belief that every life matters, even when that belief costs him everything. But how exactly was he framed? And more importantly, who framed him? That would be none other than Johann Liebert, the very life that Tenma chose to save. When Tenma defied hospital orders and operated on Johann instead of the mayor instead, he unknowingly saved the monster. Johann wasn't just a normal serial killer, he was a monster. Specifically, he was a master manipulator and someone who could easily bend someone's fears, guilt, and hatred into his will and bidding. And when Johann began killing, he did something far more disturbing than murder. He made Tenma responsible, not legally at first, but morally. Johann kills in Tenma's shadow. He leaves evidence that implicates him. He positions Tenma as the perfect suspect, always arriving after the blood has been spilt. But Johann isn't just framing Tenma, he's testing him. By forcing Tenma to chase him, Johann wants to prove that all life is meaningless, that Tenma's ideals will crumble under enough pressure, that eventually Tenma will pull the trigger and become a murderer, proving they're both the same kind of monster. But this is where Tenma's brilliance as the protagonist and monster truly shines. Most protagonists are rewarded for doing the right thing. Tenma is punished for it. By saving Johann Liebert as a child, he loses his career, his reputation, his freedom, and his future. And yet, he never becomes bitter. Even while on the run, Tenma continues saving lives, criminals, strangers, and broken souls with the same care he once gave patients in a pristine hospital. Not because they deserve it, but because he refuses to decide who deserves to live. That's what separates Tenma from almost every other protagonist. In an anime stemmed of cruelty and deprived of any goodness, Tenma continues upholding the same moral conviction that every life is equal and always deserves compassion, no matter what. He doesn't just believe in his philosophy, he suffers for it. And that's what makes him perfect for the story he's in. He serves as the opposing philosophical force against the darkness that surrounds the show. Monster constantly places Tenma at a crossroads. Over and over again, the world asks him the same question. Wouldn't everything be easier if you just killed Johann? Tenma trains with the gun. He stalks Johann and he lines up the shot more than once. And every single time, something stops him. Not fear, not weakness, but humanity. Tenma believes that killing Johann wouldn't be justice, it would be surrender. The moment he decides one life is worth less than another, he becomes exactly what Johann wants him to be, another monster shaped by despair. And this is crucial. Tenma's restraint isn't naive. He knows Johann is evil. He knows people will die, but he also knows that abandoning his views would mean that Johann has already won. Tenma and Johann aren't just enemies, they're ideological opposites. Johann believes that the world is empty, that human life is meaningless, that people are disposable. Tenma believes every single life matters, even Johann's. That's why Johann is obsessed with Tenma. Tenma represents the one thing Johann cannot erase: unconditional human compassion. Johann wants Tenma to kill him. Tenma refuses, and in doing so, Tenma proves something profound. Sometimes the strongest act is refusing to become what the world demands you to be. You see, the reason why Tenma is the perfect protagonist is because he's not powerful, and he's not chosen by destiny. He's just a good man in a cruel world. And Monster dares to ask the question, what happens when goodness is tested to its absolute limit? Tenma's journey isn't about defeating a villain, it's about protecting his humanity. While everyone around him breaks, compromises, or gives in to the darkness, Tenma stays intact, scarred and exhausted, but still intact. In the end, Tenma saves Johan's life again, not because Johan deserves it, but because Tenma refuses to let evil decide who he becomes. That's why Kenzo Tenma isn't just a great protagonist, he's the perfect one.
The world is dark. The future is bleak.
That isn't true. The world's not a dark place, that's a lie. This soccer ball is for you. Tomorrow will be a good day. I promise.